Hey there, it's Gabrielle from SpeechKids, and today I am joined by Patty Markey, who is one of our therapists. Hi, Patty.
Hello. Hi,
Thanks,
Gabrielle.
thanks for being here.
Sure.
So this series is really designed to help people get to know the therapists at SpeechKids. So will you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from and what you do and all that kind of stuff?
Okay. Well, I have been a speech language pathologist for almost 35 years now. I took some time off to have my lovely 3 children, but now they're all grown, so I'm back to working. And
Yeah,
I
you sent
love
your last 2 to college recently, right?
Yes, I sent them to college this past fall.
Oh my God.
So,
Yeah.
so now I am a true empty nester.
Mm.
But I have loved this career. I have loved the different, families I have met over the years, different settings I have worked in. I started in hospital settings. I worked in hospitals for about 15 years.
Mhm.
And then from there, I started to do some interventions, working in developmental clinics and then working in nursing homes. And, I started doing early intervention probably, gosh, it's been about 15 years now. And so I feel like, I really got the experience with children and with adults, with young adults. And it brought me back to kids. And I think I really came back to working with children because I really think we make a difference seeing these little ones early. And I love working with parents. That is probably one of my favorite things. So
What do you like about it?
I love being able to help them through some, times, some tough times, helping them understand what these medical reports might say. They may not understand some terms.
Mhm.
Give them a lot of TLC because
Mhm.
we know it. We know what it's like to have children, and I think I became a better therapist once I had children.
Oh,
Because
there's no question. I say that
I,
all the time. The
me
minute I became a mom, I stopped shaming parents, which I used to do in my earlier days, just a little bit.
well, and I used to give them so much homework. I was like, what was I thinking? They don't have time for this.
Yes.
And now it's homework, but it's more functional. Like, let's do this as part of your routine. And my thing has always been, I look at the whole child. It's not just, I'm not here just to do your speech and language. I really want to know how the child is social emotionally. I look at their home environment. I ask a lot of questions about the family because I think that is a big part of, you're coming into a home or you're going into a school, but you're working with the family, not just the child.
Yeah,
So
this is exactly why you're such a good fit for SpeechKids, because we do take a holistic approach. We want to know, yeah, number one, what are you interested in playing with?
mhm,
Because we do play-based therapy here,
absolutely.
right?
What are your favorite toys? What motivates your child?
Yeah.
Um, it's been really interesting with doing the virtual. I had been approached years ago about doing teletherapy, and I said, "Oh no, I've got to be in contact with these families."
Mhm.
And then when we didn't have a choice, it actually has worked to be a very positive experience for me. Um, just the other day, I was with a family. They gave me a tour of their house and the child's bedroom and the toys, and just so I could see, like, where does he like to spend his time? What does he like to do? And I think it's opened up a lot more doors than if I was seeing him at school. I wouldn't get to see the home environment.
Yes, exactly. That is so true. I think it's been funny. Teletherapy has been really, it's been around a long time,
I
but
know.
it has never been so common because of the pandemic. And now, yeah, I was in your camp as well. Like, no, we're not going to do teletherapy. We're going to be, in person, high touch, in person.
Hmm.
The fact is, you can be high touch and still be on Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. And even though my family's Spanish, so I'm very much a touchy, affectionate person, hugging and all that. So I still get very excited during our sessions.
Yeah.
My kids here laugh at me and say, "Oh, it's the Patty show," because I'll have the hats or the glasses or I have my
I
dear
see it all
clients or
the
my
time.
Elmo. I love Elmo. So I just it's been nice with the parents too because I've been able to spend more time with parents.
Mhm.
when I was going into homes or schools, you don't always have that luxury, right?
Yeah.
Seeing the families. So,
Yep. Yep.
um,
Is there a favorite kind of case that you like to work with? Or even a favorite family, obviously no names, but sort of a profile that you really enjoyed working with or have enjoyed?
yeah, gosh, there's been so many over the years. I love every age group. I love the babies. I've worked with families when I worked in the hospitals and the NICUs. I had so many families that I helped with the feeding, and just trying to get sort of settled into having a baby at home. And I love my 2-year-olds that are just learning to navigate their environment, and then the children that are going to preschool. And one thing I think I like too is that I help get them ready for preschool or
Mm.
get them ready for kindergarten. Like last summer, I had children that were getting ready for preschool. So we would do sessions about circle time and sharing, show and tell, getting them ready for that. I had a little school age boy help him practice his report that he was doing to his class. So it's fun, you know.
And the interesting thing I hear you saying, which I totally also agree, sort of feel, is that you can, how do I want to say this? The activity only has to be, I'm not saying this very well, but I'm going to get there. As long as the activity is meaningful to the child, you can work on anything. So, because one of the questions I started to ask you was like, is there a particular kind of case that you like to work with? And the answer that you gave me, interestingly, was like, well, I really like working with the kids. And this is how I do as well. I don't actually, I want to know what's going to be useful for you, the child sitting in front of me. And then we're going to layer in all the things that I see that you need. Right. And so it becomes much less about the delay or the disorder or the specifics of like, well, what's happening is this a blah, blah, or a blue, blue, right? But it's like, how are you, my friend, gonna get to where you need to go?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So cool.
And the big thing for me, it's always been one of my things, is social language is so important. And I think I grew up in a family that manners were everything, right? And engaging with others was so important, as you know. It's really important. So I always work with children, even the ones that are even on the screen. I've worked on, even if I have my puppets, but I need them to say hello to me. They need to acknowledge that I am here, because I will acknowledge you, and I can be, very excited to see you, as I always am. But also to say goodbye. When we leave a session, we just walk away. And then we talk about our day, what was fun that you did this weekend, or, we share something at the beginning, because it's sort of like having a conversation, right? And at the end, we always talk about all the things that we did and all the wonderful and how we did, and what are some things we could do different next week. And I figure I learned this from one of my graduate professors about having closure and the importance of that. And so I've really stuck to that, and it's really making a difference.
It's so, the reason that I think both love this work is it's so multidimensional, right? And again, you can, even just the simple act of saying hello we have so many reasons why we're doing that. Right. And it goes from, just regulation to simple manners to working on an articulation goal. And we might change if we're saying hi or hello, right? And even just like simple things that get embedded and included in there. And I think when you've been doing your job as long as we have, and you've got a couple of years on me, but you get that level of proficiency that you're really now experiencing in your career, where the tools are just right there.
Yeah. and you want to encourage parents that it's okay. Like, things, it may not happen today, but it's going to happen. I can't tell you when, but it's going to happen. Like last week, I thought of you as a wow moment, where I have been working on with this little guy, just on social engagement, just getting him to look at me and acknowledge that I'm here. And at the end of the session, he looked at the screen, he took his little hand, he waved, and he said, bye. And the mother and I just looked at each other, and it was, I mean, the
Oh,
tears
God,
came.
I have goosebumps.
And
I
I said
wasn't
to
even
her,
there.
I am so excited. I have been waiting for this day. And I was just, and that was huge. That was huge.
Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. It is. It's those things. It's like, oh my God. It's like, and it's, as many times, and again, we've been doing this a while, right? As many times as you see it, every single time is like magic. Every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this has been a complete, I've worked with this family probably for about 6 months now, July, August, October, November, December, January, about 7 months. And it's been a complete transformation with family. I think just helping them understand where their child was and put all the milestones information aside.
Yeah.
Let's just meet him where he's at and go from there.
Yes.
And get you on the floor, play with him, engage him. It has been a complete transformation of these families. This is why I do what I do, because I want to help families feel comfortable. Like, it's going to come, but I'm just helping you. I'm coaching you to get there,
Yes.
So,
I love it.
yeah.
Thank you.
That made my week. I should put that on our little,
Put it.
our little group chat that we have. But that's,
yes, put it in the wins. We have a therapist Slack channel where we dump all this stuff. Put it in there. Definitely.
I will. It made my day. Just
Patty,
last week. Yeah.
You are fabulous. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. I am, I'm glad that, working with you has been wonderful. Our meetings once a month, or when we do them, are just so delightful, and hearing the therapists talk about questions they have or sharing positive things are so important, especially during this time. So it's good to hear these happy stories.
Yeah, it's a good group.
I think we are making a difference seeing these little ones early.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to keep doing it. So thank you.
Sure. Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.